of course, I have God of War here. This is the God of War collection, God of War 1 and 2, which, for the time, I believe both of these games came out for PS2, but I have it on PS3, of course. For the time, the graphics were really good, the settings were really good. Kratos, for being such a dick, he's really a likable character. I mean, well, maybe he's not likable, but he's relatable. I mean, if you went through the same crap Kratos went through, you'd probably be as angry as him. But if you're ever in a bad mood, just pick up this game and brutally rip apart an enemy. It'll make you feel better. God of War 3, when I first played this game, the graphics difference really turned me off. I wouldn't say, to be honest, that the graphics are necessarily better in this game than they were in God of War 2. However, the lighting effects are way, 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 way better, and it just kind of turned me off. It didn't feel like a God of War game when I first picked it up. Of course, this game grew on me a lot. I really, really like this game, especially the soundtrack, the main theme. I believe, what is it called? Rage of Sparta. Look that up. I'll put an annotation link there. But I love that theme, and you know, Kratos is about to brutally murder somebody as soon as that theme comes on. Probably some god or something. Hermes was probably the most gratifying, where you, I guess, chopped his legs off and took his boots. That was fun because Hermes was really annoying, and when you got to finally squash him, that was fun. God of War Ascension, vastly inferior game. Inferior to God of War 3 in every way, shape, and form. But it was okay. If it weren't God of War, I wouldn't be so harsh on it. Because God of War was a really fun game for me. I just feel like with this game, they've kind of run out of ideas. So at least they didn't have some stupid sequence where you lost all your health and mana, I guess. Magic bar. In this game, like they did in 3 and 2. Because, of course, this is a prequel, and he started out with very little. Grand Theft Auto 4 is hands down my favorite Grand Theft Auto game. I know a lot of people like Grand Theft Auto 5, but I really like the tone and the characters in Grand Theft Auto 4. You know, at the end of Grand Theft Auto 4, I felt bad. Like, it actually elicited some feelings for me, which Grand Theft Auto characters have never done before then or since. So Grand Theft Auto 4, I thought had a really good campaign. And just the graphical leap from Grand Theft Auto San Andreas to Grand Theft Auto 4 was amazing. And the car physics were a whole lot better, and so the crash physics. So Grand Theft Auto 4 was a really good game, and I really like it. And I got Grand Theft Auto episodes from Liberty City, because I like Grand Theft Auto 4 so much. I can't say I really liked either one of the campaigns. The Lost and the Damned kind of sucked, to be honest with you. I didn't like any of the characters, and I didn't understand their motivations for doing anything they did. The Ballad of Gay Tony was okay. I liked the main character in that one, at least. I didn't like Tony. But, yeah, it was okay. Grand Theft Auto 5 is down here because I am currently playing through it. I believe this will be my second playthrough of the campaign. I personally prefer Grand Theft Auto 4 to Grand Theft Auto 5. Grand Theft Auto 5 is a good game, but it's just, to me, the characters aren't nearly as likable or relatable. Honestly, Franklin was probably the most relatable character out of all of the characters. Trevor's questionable morals, I think, were a little bit too questionable for me. So, yeah, and there's lots of boring parts in this. Like, when you have Michael do yoga for like 15 minutes. That's really boring. That's great as a gag, but there are so many really boring and tedious tasks you have to do during the campaign in this game that it kind of kills it. I mean, they're really, really awesome moments, like when you're chasing the yacht down down the highway. And then the rest of the game is basically really, really boring. And the heists are really cool, but they're few and far between. So a lot of lost potential with this game. Another thing that annoys me is the driving physics are worse. The crash physics are worse than Grand Theft Auto 4. Graphics are way better in Grand Theft Auto 5, but that's about all I can say for it. Back up here we have The Last of Us, another game that I personally think is overrated, that people are going to hate me for. The thing that people hate me the most for is hating Skyrim. I really don't like Skyrim, I'm sorry. But you can go watch that video if you click on the annotation link. You can go hate on me as well. The Last of Us, I couldn't really get into it. It's really irritating when you're trying to, like, sneak past some zombies, and then, you're dead, and then you have to redo everything. That's just really annoying, and I can only put up with that so many times before I just am not having fun anymore. And when I'm not having fun, I don't want to play the game, so I put this one away. I may go back to it, but probably not. The Mass Effect Trilogy. There's a lot to say about this, I suppose. I never played Mass Effect 1, to be honest with you, so just, here we go, the Mass Effect, I don't know, Dialogy, I don't know what it is, but, Biology, no, that's not right, Biology, I don't know. I didn't play Mass Effect 1. I started the campaign in Mass Effect 1, and the gameplay really annoyed me. I got stuck near the beginning, and I kept dying and having to redo everything, and it just annoyed me. And I read online that a lot of people liked Mass Effect 2 better, so I went and played Mass Effect 2, and that game was much less frustrating. So, yeah, and you don't really need to know the events of Mass Effect 1 to enjoy Mass Effect 2 and 3. You can infer them from the dialogue in Mass Effect 2 and 3. The Mass Effect 3 was definitely the best game. However, the ending, God, the ending. I mean, it's like, what was the point of everything you did in the previous couple games? I mean, players felt betrayed because it's like we worked for nothing. So, yeah, the ending wasn't great. But surprisingly good games. They were good RPGs, not the best shooters, but the shooting aspect got better over time. Motorstorm. This is one of those games that everybody bought when the PS3 came out, because this was like one of 3 games you could buy for the PS3 at the time. And, you know, it's alright. It's an alright racing game. I'm not a huge fan, but it's fun to play once in a while. As you progress in the campaign, it's not really a campaign, there's no story or anything behind it, it's just you race. It gets very, 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 very difficult until it becomes so difficult that you can't really progress anymore. And the same can be said of Pacific Rift, which had a lot prettier environments, but still had the same flaws as the original Motorstorm. Saints Row 4 I have for PS3. Saints Row 4 is a vastly inferior game to Saints Row 3, in my opinion. I feel like they just rehashed Saints Row 3, and this game they make you do a lot more repetitive things in Saints Row 4. I feel like they didn't try very hard with Saints Row 4. I don't know how they're going to progress past this, because, I mean, you start as the president, and by the end you're the ruler of the universe, which I like about the Saints Row series. Each game, you progress, and you don't lose your progression in the next game, which is great about the Saints Row series. I hope they don't turn their backs on that in Saints Row 5. Here I have Sly Cooper Thieves in Time. I don't really have much to say about this game. It was okay. It's about what I would have expected from a new Sly game. I honestly don't remember very many details about it. I wasn't really that invested in it. But it was an okay continuation of the Sly franchise. I really liked the first 3 games, especially the third one. And this one is just, it's okay.